Toward the end of the terrestrial 20th century, scientists from the second planet of the star Epsilon Eridani set out to classify living organisms in remote sectors of the universe. These are the stories of those explorations and of the brave beings and robots who made them possible.
It began as an ordinary mission. Our scientific team was studying life on the third planet of the star's sun. I, Alex Precocium, science assistant, was working on the landing vehicles. My helper was Tenping, 10th member of the Program to Investigate Natural Groupings, or PING class, designed to classify life forms. Tenping had once landed on the surface of this third planet to help our scientists study plants. While we were testing landing vehicle number 3, it happened. A meteor shower. Did the ship go home without us? Was it destroyed? Whatever happened, Tenping and I were alone. Our radio not working. Our vehicle able to make only short flights. What could we do? We landed where it was dark, where there were no people. And the next morning, on this strange planet far from home, I faced a lonely existence, unable to contact my people, and forbidden by our laws to reveal myself to people here. I was afraid, and the strange surroundings did nothing to comfort me. Plants were everywhere. At home, I'd seen them only in museums. And the sounds of unknown creatures. Might they be dangerous? And then I thought I was probably the only member of our crew to arrive here safely. I alone could carry out our ship's mission to observe and classify animals. The robot, programmed to study living things, could be my guide. If his programming was still intact, I had to find out. Tenping, can you help me to classify animals? If you can, please demonstrate. Oh, you classify by size. Some animals are small, others large. And you classify by complexity. Some animals have very complicated body parts. Others are somewhat simpler. You classify by lifestyle. You consider where and how an animal lives, what and how it eats. And you classify by reproduction. How does the animal produce young ones like itself, and how does it care for them? Apparently, the robot could classify living things. And so we began. At a stream near our landing place, we heard the sounds of what? A fantastic-looking creature. We began to classify. Its size? Rather small. Complexity? Inside the body was a skeleton made up of many bones around a spine or backbone. The bones supported soft body parts. Muscles that enabled the animal to move. Organs for taking in air and expelling it. Skin to protect the animal. And beginning in the head, extending through the body, a control system of brain and nerves. Most interesting, this animal was about the same temperature as the air around it. What a fascinating creature, and how eager I was to learn about its lifestyle. As we observed the creature and others like it, we learned that they begin life underwater. They eat small plants and animals. They breathe oxygen dissolved in the water through special organs, gills. But most remarkable, these creatures soon leave the water. They breathe air with lungs, and they eat other animals. I wondered, How does such a remarkable animal reproduce? Interesting. There were males and females. Cells from both sexes combined to produce hundreds of tiny eggs. The parents did not take care of the eggs. Eggs that lived hatched into the babies we had seen, living underwater until finally they grew up and breathed air. We classified them. Small animals with backbones that begin their lives in water and then move to land. They are known as amphibians. We traveled by night. And as we studied the strange planet, we saw animals different from those I'd seen anywhere else in the universe. Far different from the amphibians. How could anything so strange be alive? Well, we began to classify, beginning with size and complexity. This animal was large, but like the other animal, it had a backbone and skeleton. Its body was about the same temperature as the air. Was that true of all animals here? There was a difference. The skin was tough and dry. We prepared to investigate its lifestyle and reproduction. Interesting. These animals breathed air and could live on land, but they often hunted for food in the water. Fascinating how they laid eggs on land and guarded them. How unusual they were, these large animals with backbones that laid eggs on land. The reptiles. Observing them, I wanted to learn about other creatures of this beautiful planet. And I did. Often we hid, waiting for timid animals to approach. There were flying animals that nested near the water. Others lived in trees. We examined and classified some. Medium in size, with a backbone and skeleton. There were special bones to support the muscles of flight. And the skin. It was covered with overlapping structures that helped this wonderful animal to fly. And look, their bodies were warmer than the surrounding air. How different they were from animals we'd observed earlier. Their behavior was remarkable too. They nested in large groups, often with the same mates year after year. They used grass and twigs to build special places to hold their eggs. And they cared for their young ones for a long time after hatching. We classified them. They were the warm-bodied ones that flew and laid eggs. Their name, birds. Though I regretted leaving the birds, we traveled on to discover and study other animals. For a long time, we had wondered about certain amazing creatures we'd seen. Some were very small. Others were large, much larger than Tenping or I. All had bony skeletons with backbones, a body plan that was very familiar to us. But a new characteristic was in the head, the most complex control system on the planet. And the skin covering, thousands of tiny filaments or hairs. I'm still amazed by the many lifestyles of these creatures. Some burrowed in the earth and ate plants. Others lived on the surface of the planet and hunted. Some stayed close to the water, like amphibians. Still others flew through the air, like birds. But no matter how they lived, most of these marvelous animals raised their babies in a very special way. They gave birth to living, moving young ones. The mother fed them with a very special fluid from her body, and the parents cared for them, often for a very long time. Observing these animals kept us busy while we were marooned on the third planet. We classified them as the intelligent creatures, with the largest of all brains, born alive, animals with a great variety of body shapes and lifestyles. Their name? The mammals. Remarkable. Can you show me what it looks like inside? Here was an animal without a skeleton. A hard outer covering supported the body. Animals like these were very abundant. Most were small. Some ate plants. Some ate little animals like themselves. Many had wings and could fly. These, the robot informed me, were the adults. The young ones had no wings. Good, we've caught it. Let me see. Is it different from the others we found? How many pairs of wings does it have? There's no time to take off. What do we do now? I thought I heard him go this way.
I don't think so, Rob. There's nobody here. Jimmy must have been imagining.
Jimmy. That was the exact moment when you saved us.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Thanks. It's good to be back. Someone said you've been searching for me for a long time. That's great. The others on our ship were all saved too? Good. Yes, I hope what we've learned will be helpful to the scientists. What was it like down there? Wait till I get some rest. I'll tell you all about it. We both will.
Toward the end of the terrestrial 20th century, scientists from the second planet of the star Epsilon Eridani set out to classify living organisms in remote sectors of the universe. These are the stories of those explorations and of the brave beings and robots who made them possible.